Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. Hit that like, subscribe, and that notification bell. If you're new to the page, I'm in Studio C, and I call this Studio C for a reason. For those of you that don't know, it's Studio C because this car belongs to the company. We're going to be talking about tax write-offs again in the near future. So when I say Studio C, it truly is Studio C. All right. And I only use it for business, which I take care of a lot of business. Let's talk about what's going on. PPI. PPI numbers came out, and it showed that inflation is cooler, right? Inflation is cooler than was expected. It's all that it means. It doesn't mean that inflation is cool. It's just that it's cooler than expected. Now, you put that on top of the job numbers that came out. So we got weakening job numbers, which the Fed said he's turning more of a focus to, right? We had PCE numbers came out already. And now we have a PPI, Producers Price Index, right? So the producer's price is actually showing that inflation is cooler than first thought. Now, what's next? What's next is CPI, Consumer Price Index. Remember, things have to be produced before they are consumed. And it's a gauge that measures the rate of change. So, month over month, okay? This was August report that we get a month later, and it's showing, remember, these are lagging indicators that is showing that inflation has cooled in the month of August over the previous month. Follow? Now, tomorrow, an hour before the market opens, we're going to have CPI, Consumers Price Index. And that number is watched closer by the Fed than PPI is, okay? So CPI is watched by the Fed more than PPI. So you got PCE, personal consumption expenditures, which is the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. Then behind that is a CPI, and then PPI. Follow? So now what happens? A week from today, we will be having the Fed's FOMC meeting. And in that meeting, especially now that the PPI, Producers Price Index numbers came out showing that inflation is cooling, coupled with the job markets showing that the labor market is weakening, the Fed is even more likely to lower interest rates. And now we go from the discussion, is it going to be 25 basis points or is it going to be 50 basis points that he cut by? But we're expecting at least 25 basis points, okay? The question is everything getting priced in? And I do believe that a lot is getting priced in, which means that when we finally have the cut, people are going to be expecting things to literally explode, but it's already priced in. So we got to be careful, especially if you watched my interview with Tom from Tasty Trades yesterday, which was a great interview. I urge you to watch it, okay? So now what else happened? We had Oracle. Oracle is a large cap stock, okay? Now, when a large cap stock moves 5%, that's massive, right? Oracle, I checked, was up 43% at one point today. I don't know what it is now. 43% for a massive company like Oracle. Now, what is that showing you? It's showing you that the AI quote unquote bubble, like I said, we're in the first quarter, let alone first third. There is still plenty of room and fuel, rocket fuel behind AI, good people. This AI thing is not over. So just last week, you heard all of the talking heads going, oh, the AI race is over. The bubble is popped. It's over. No, it ain't. It showed. As a matter of fact, Apple did the polar opposite. Apple had the worst, lackluster, nothing burger rollout, if you ask me, because they did not do anything in the area of AI. Apple used to be the world's largest company, had more cash than any company on the face of the earth. Okay, so now you see that Tim Cook is not his predecessor. I'll just leave it at that. He's a smart guy, but he's not his predecessor, because his predecessor would have been putting more money into AI. So Tim Cook, I watched the event. It was lackluster and nothing in the area of AI. Nothing in the area of big investments in AI for the size company that it is. Look at what Google is doing, okay? And so they've lost, they're tone deaf. Apple is tone deaf. The CEO of Apple is tone deaf. Listen, people want AI and a bigger spend in AI from these CEOs. Now, Oracle did this big deal and was up over 43%, a massive company like that, making him richer than Elon. He clipped the CEO of Oracle, got richer than the richest man in the world. He became the richest man in the world, okay? So that's what I wanted to talk about Oracle. Why is Oracle so big? Because it's reported that OpenAI has a $300 billion deal with Oracle. That's what's reported. And Oracle has other customers. So that's why it went up so much. Yes, it's going to cool off. I don't believe it's going to stay that high, but that is massive, good people. Okay. So we talked about Apple. I got some notes here. We talked about Apple's lackluster AI. That was nothing in it. Okay. So, Klarna, let's talk about Klarna. Okay. Now, for those of you that are looking to get stock up, you used to be able to use Klarna and Affirm. So you can buy now, pay later. That's going to be the second link below in the description. Okay. So you could use either of those, buy now and pay later. And I have a lot of new lessons that will be added in the next 30 days. Okay. But Klarna is in the area of Affirm. It's the same thing, buy now, pay later. So will Klarna eat up the space and cause Affirm to draw back? Affirm was up initially before the IPO of Klarna, but then it cooled off. Now I'm thinking of selling a little of my Affirm and buying some Klarna. But did I buy Klarna today? No, I didn't chase this IPO, because at one point I saw it ran up and it cooled off 10%. So I'm not gonna buy it, and I wasn't gonna chase the IPO. I let the people in Money Moves know that I was not chasing Klarna, and that's why every IPO is not the best thing for you to do, is to jump on it right at the IPO. And for those of you that have Robinhood and you're able to get into these IPOs and then you sell it and you don't honor, that's not good. I would not do that. If you have a lockout period where you can't sell and you sell it anyway, then they kick you out and you can't do any more IPOs, because one day you're going to want to do it. So don't be greedy right now. Don't be foolish. Don't be penny wise and dollar foolish. Don't do that. Okay. So we did not buy Klarna. I expect it to cool off. Now, tomorrow, an hour before the stock market opens, we're going to look at CPI and see what happens. Okay. And then we got next week. The question is I've been buying dips before, last quarter, I was buying dips and selling rips, right? Now in this entire quarter, I've been buying dips and holding. I just been buying dips and holding, just like I told you guys. And so now I'm not selling the buys that I have. And then someone said, Larry, you said that this was going to be a bad month. And it amazes me how people don't listen. Somebody even said that, and I got to spank you a little bit. I keep using the word historically. Number one, historically, this is a bad month. That was number one, the person that left that comment. Number two, it's the 10th. This happens every year. You're not the only one. You have to listen to everything. When someone says, this is the historical data, that does not mean it's 100%. But it has happened 8 out of 11 times it happens. 8 out of 11 times. So number one, this is the 10th. Right? So you got to be patient, good people, is what I want to say. And let's not, I just have to say, sometimes students get to class and they get one lesson and now they know more than the teacher. Now, I'm not the teacher here for everyone. I'm not foolish enough to believe that. But some of the comments, I can tell people don't know what they're doing. And you just need to sit still, pull back, and listen, okay? There's always a lesson, and there's always a bull market somewhere. We continue to make money, all right? If you've been making money, leave me a coffee cup. There's times when we move slow, then there's times when we're just popping off stock left and right, and crypto. And speaking of crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum was up, and I showed in Money Moves where a lot of the alts were waking up. Some were up over 10% today in one day, letting you know the power or the potential of what could happen to the alts in one day, let alone a week. And I'm still here to tell you that I believe that alt season not only is going to come, but we're going to have a full pump in alt season. I believe that these altcoins will wake up. And lately I've been talking about pump fund. Look at what PUMP.fund did today alone. All right. Remember, still, we don't chase. Small cap, small money, but the alts have woken up, and they are doing well. All right. So I'm going to leave it right there. We're going to be, watching and monitoring the markets an hour before they open, and we're going to see what CPI says. But be careful, because a lot of things are going to be added in now. Okay. It's going to be priced in. So we got to be careful in what we are planning long term. So if you're expecting the market to absolutely skyrocket and moon, soon as the numbers come out, be careful, because some of the stuff is already priced in. Okay. I'm going to leave it right there. Hey, say a prayer for my ex-wife's mother. So it doesn't look like she'll be around much longer. They're counting down hours now. She lived a good, healthy life. We had a great relationship. We had a good relationship, me and my ex-wife's mother. And just leaving here, I'm in the parking lot. And, here for my kids, which are older, and for my ex-wife. So say a prayer for her and her family. Me and my brother-in-law are still like this. All right. We don't do exes. Me and my brother-in-law, we're still like this. So say a prayer for her. Okay, good people. So that's why I had to shoot from the car. All right. So tonight we will be shooting on Keenan Grace's page, the Stock Squad. We will be there. And that's tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Chicago time, 4 p.m. LA time. And then I want you guys to make sure, for those of you that are in the Hampton, Virginia area, Hampton, Virginia, come out and meet your boy. Myself, David Robinson, All-Star, okay? NBA All-Star. You guys know who David Robinson is if you know anything about basketball. And not only was he killing it in basketball, but he's killing it in business, and he's going to be pouring into you guys. That's in Hampton, Virginia. And make sure you click the link that says Iron Sharpens Iron. It's Iron Sharpen Iron, the Iron Sharpens Iron Conference in Hampton, Virginia. Just scroll down, go into the description, and click the link and follow the instructions, okay? You're going to hear Keenan Grace is going to come in, and he's going to share his testimony, and then we're going to pull Josh on stage, okay? So it's myself and David Robinson are the main speakers, but Stocks with Josh will be in the house, and so will Keenan Grace over this 3-day event. Come and join us, all right? And you guys know to check out all the links below. We love you guys. Pray for us as we pray for you. We'll see you tonight.